Hi guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Been a while, but busy with a lot of different projects and also work. But in today's video, I'm just going to talk to you more about the best cards for overseas spending. So November, December holidays, so a lot of people are traveling, me included. So that's why I was looking up on what's the best cards to use. The different categories of cards that earn you miles, cards that give you cashback, and all those mobile wallets cards, right? So like UTrips, Trust Bank of the World, or Revolut of the World, and I think another one would be Wise. So what are the pros and cons for each of the different cards? What are the best cards to use for different categories as well? And what I personally use for my personal spending, right? For my overseas spending. I'll talk more about that in this video. And yeah, if you got any other questions after the video, feel free to leave it in the comment sections below. Now, before I talk more about the specific cards in the recommendations or in the different lists, we're going to talk more about the foreign currency fees that each credit card charges or each different bank charges. Now, this table over here is from Mount Lion. So Mount Lion did a very extensive research on the different banks and how much they charge for the different cards that they issue outright. So of course, there's MasterCards and Visas, and then there's Amex in its own category over here. So as you can see, on the top of the list is Standard Chartered, which charges 3.5% fees for any foreign currency spend. So that's one of the highest ones, and then it goes all the way down to 3% from BOC and CIMB. All the other banks are in the middle at about 3.25% in foreign currency fees. So this is something to take note when you say, for example, use a miles card versus something like a UTrip, right? A lot of people forget to factor in that you still need to pay foreign currency transaction fees to use your miles card. So it's something to take note, and I'll talk more about it when I'm talking about the different cards. As you can see over here, these are the different miles cards that I'm just picked out a couple of them. Of course, it's not the extensive whole list, but there are a couple of the popular ones that I feel most people use. So as you can see at the top of the list is the Maybank XL plus Amaze combination, and also the Citi Rewards card plus Amaze combination. The reason why both of them are here is because it's 0.5 cents per mile. This is because the Amaze card changes your transaction to online transaction, number one, and number two, it charges a lower fee compared to the standard 3.25% foreign currency fee that the bank will charge you. Amaze, technically there's no fee, but there's actually a foreign currency spread that they will charge you. So this is about 2%. So instead of paying 3.25%, you're paying about 2% with the Amaze card combination. For the Maybank XL card, the earn rate for all cards is the same, 4 miles per dollar. But for the Maybank XL card, the cap is $1,500, but there's also a minimum spend of $500. So meaning you can only spend $1,500 if you want the 4 miles per dollar bonus earn rate, but you also need to hit the minimum spend of $500 if you want to have that earn rate as well. But for the Citi Rewards, it's pretty much a lot easier because basically the only category requirement is online transaction, and if you use the Amaze card, everything will be counted as an online transaction, so you can use that to tap everywhere. So there's no minimum spend, and the cap here is $1,000 per month. Another thing to take note about the Maybank XL card is that you need to fit into the category spend. So I believe it's shopping, dining, travel related spend. So if you hit those three requirements, I believe if you go overseas, most of the expenditure will probably be in these three areas, but it's something to take note for the card as well. So the next category over here will be the HSBC Revolution card and the UOB Visa Signature card. These give you about 4 miles per dollar for your foreign currency spends, which is roughly about 0.81 cents per mile. Thing to take note about the HSBC Revolution card, it's also category specific card. So food related spending, shopping related spending, travel related spending, all encompassed in the card as well. I would say feel free to use the card overseas because I think most of the spends will be these three related categories. But of course, there's a cap of $1,500 for the next few months for the card. So you can earn 4 miles per dollar up until $1,500 spent per month. But this is a sort of promotional period. So for the next couple of months, you can get that. For the UOB Visa Signature card, it's a lot easier. So basically, it's all mobile, contactless payment. Just put it in your Apple Pay, just tap it everywhere, and then it gives you 4 miles per dollar. For this card, there's a $1,200 cap and a minimum spend of $1,000. So that's something to take note as well. Other than that, it's a very easy card to use, and that's why it's on the list here. So the next category of cards would be those that don't have a cap. The first one over here would be the Maybank Visa Infinite card. It gives you 3.2 miles per dollar, and this is a cost per mile of about 1.02 cents per mile. It's a really good card because there's no cap. However, there's a very high minimum spend requirement. The minimum spend requirement here is about $4,000. So you need to spend $4,000 in the month itself before you can get this 3.2 miles per dollar. So if you're going for a longer trip, this card is really good to use. Or if you are willing to spend, or you are planning to spend a lot overseas, maybe buying some branded goods, this card is the perfect card as well. Probably hit the minimum spend requirement there, and there's no cap. So if you spend $10,000, you get the 3.2 miles per dollar here. Next set of cards will be the DBS Altitude and the DBS Vantage card. I think a lot of Singaporeans will have these cards. This gives you about 2.2 miles per dollar. So not the best earn rate, but gives you about 1.48 cents per mile. The good thing again here, of course, there's no cap and there's no minimum spend requirements. So that's the positive about the card. If you got the 4 miles per dollar cards or even the Maybank Visa Infinite card, it gives you a higher earn rate for foreign currency spend. It might be better to use that first besides the DBS Altitude card. And now for the next section here is the cashback cards and the other, I would say, mobile wallet type of cards. So the first on the list is the Trust Cashback card. So this gives you a 1% cashback and there is no foreign currency fee for this card. So you pretty much get 1% cashback on all categories. There's no cap as well, and there's also no minimum spend requirement. I don't have the Trust Cashback card, but after doing a little bit of research, and if you really want a very fast free card, I think the Trust Cashback card is really good. I'll probably sign up for this card for my next trip as well. So 1% cashback is more than the rest of the cards. I'll say mobile wallet category. So for example, the other category over here would be the Utrip, Revolut or Wise cards. Those cards don't give you a cashback, but it can be used in all categories. There's no cap as well, and there's no minimum spend requirement. So it's really easy to use. And the good thing about these few cards, the Utrip, Revolut and Wise, is that you can swap your currency before you use the card. So for example, if you want Japanese yen, you're going to fly to Japan in 3 weeks time, but today's rates you think are actually really good, the exchange rates. So you can actually change your SGD to yen today before going overseas 3 weeks later. You can't do that for the rest of the cards because it's all the on-site spending, but with these 3 cards, you can actually swap and lock in the good rates before you go overseas. Then the next band of cards I would say is the cashback cards. So here again it's the Maybank XL card, but this is the cashback Maybank XL card. Compared with the Amaze, here again, so the Amaze, like I said, it charges you about 2% spread on the FX fees. But you get a 5% cashback on the Maybank XL card. 5 minus 2, you get about 3% cashback on this. But of course, there's category spend requirements, so it's dining, shopping and travel, what you spend overseas, and then there's a cap requirement here though. It's 1.6k per month and a minimum spend of $500 per month as well. Next would be the DBS Live Fresh card. I think this is a very slap-on card for overseas spend. It gives you a very good 6% cashback for shopping related expenses, and there's a promotion right now where they don't charge you the foreign currency fee. So they don't charge you the 3.25% fee and you get the 6% cashback as well. So you get a pure 6% cashback, but there's a cap here of $877 for the cashback. And there's also a minimum spend requirement of $800 to get this 6% cashback. Next, another card that has a promotional period right now is the UOB Evo card. It gives you about 3% cashback and the foreign currency fees are waived until January 2026. It's a very easy to use card because all mobile contactless payment will give you that cashback. So put it in your Apple Pay and just tap it. It's really easy, but there's a cap here again of 1,333 and a minimum spend of $800 per month. So yeah, you just need to take note on the cap requirements and the minimum spend requirements over here. But at 3%, it's a lot more than the cashback card, but there's a cap requirement here again. And the last thing I want to touch on here is actually something called DCC, which is called the Dynamic Currency Conversion, which some ATMs or some payment processors will charge you or will give you the option to select when you go overseas. When you go overseas, either to draw out money from the ATM or go overseas for your spending and different merchants, right? The POS system sometimes will let you choose this DCC option. I would say don't select this conversion option. Basically, they say, hey, would you like to convert this spending to your local currency in, for example, SGD instead of Japanese yen? Don't do that because they charge you an exorbitant fee of another 2 to 5% even for using this DCC. On top of that, I believe your card also will charge you like another 3% for using this. So on all, you might pay 5 to maybe even 8% additional fees when you use this option. Don't use that, don't select it, say no, and always pay in local currency. So if you go to Japan, always pay in Japanese yen, and you just need to pay the 3.25% at most, and you don't get this additional fee tagged on the 3.25%, and you pay like 5%. So there's no need. I think Mao Lion always hits on this in the article saying, hey, don't select DCC. But yeah, same thing, don't select DCC, just pay in the local currency. But yeah, that's a quick video on the best cards for overseas spending that I found. Of course, if you really just want a very carefree card, I think the Trust Cashback card is a really good option, followed by the Utrip Trips, Revolut, or the Wise of the world. Those are really good options to use if you just don't want to think about it. Other than that, you can use the different cards that I outlined in the Miles Cashback Miles cards, the other cards that I talked about in the Miles section. Those are really good cards. Also, if number one, you don't mind paying the cost per mile over there, and number two, you just need to take note about the category requirements or the cap requirements or the minimum spend requirements over there. Then maybe Miles cards are good for you too as well. For me, I'll most likely just stick with the Trust Cashback of the world or the U-Trip of the world, or if I'm spending overseas, I think those are the easiest options to use. And if you got any other questions, please let me know in the comment section below. I also left a few links for the different cards that I mentioned below in the description. So if you want to support the channel, please click on my links. So it's no difference to you guys, but it helps support the channel a lot. If you got any other questions and also content ideas, feel free to leave in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.